And welcome to another episode of You Can't Handle the Truth podcast. We were talking about Week 8 matchups. And the first matchup we're talking about is Hawk Smash versus Who Do You Think You Are? That's my team versus Jacob Blair's team. It was 128.88 to 173.68. Let's go through the matchups, or let's go through the points. Man. So I started Jalen Hurts, which hurt me because he was supposed to score 32. He only got 17. But then Jacob's quarterback got 8, was supposed to get 36. So, I mean, going through the stats on this game, there was 4. We were pretty much 4-4 because there were 4 categories that I beat him in, and there was 4 categories that he beat me in. And so I should have started T. Boyd, which is a wide receiver, but I didn't, and he got me 22 points. The wide receiver that I picked up recently only got me 8 points, so that would have made a big difference. Then his running back, not too bad. So pretty consistent. But anyway, I should have. I don't know. I just wish my players did better than they have been. But that's what happens. I got a couple players on the IR, my tight end and my running back that I traded. Yeah, like I said, it's on the IR, so hopefully they can do better next week. But then let's go through, let's see. The second game, Freedom Fighters, Roger Blair versus Monster of the IFL, Matthew Wallace. That score was 201.63 to 173.63. Wentz was going to have a good game, but then he threw those 2 interceptions, which cost him pretty much, and only got him 18 points. And then Pittman balled out, got 35 points. Cooper balled out, got 38 points. Henry, Indianapolis pretty much kept in check, and then, of course, he's on the IR now. So, was a big loss for Roger because he's a good running back. The defense played well. Let's see. Patrick Mahomes was supposed to get 58.85. He only got 20. Won a match for wide receivers. Balled out. Godwin got 54 points. Jones, running back, got 31. Taylor got 29. And then T.J. Lockett, match been up and down with him because sometimes he plays him, sometimes he doesn't play him, and sometimes when he doesn't play him, he does good, and then when he does play him, he doesn't do good. But this time it looked like he balled out this time. Almost got 50 points, but he still won. So Melvin Gordon, third running back, did good for him. Man, it's just so inconsistent this year with the teams. You really don't know, this year who's going to win or who's a clear favorite. I mean, you got some like 3 teams that are, have the a tie for first place. But the second team. The third game we're going to look at is This is Howley Jelly versus the Zeke Squad. Andy versus Noah Capshaw. And that was 182.75 to 172.05. That's pretty close. There were some, man, Antonio Brown balled out for Tennessee, got 57 points. Mitchell, running back for, looks like he should have. Yeah, if he should have started Mitchell, I think, that would have gave the Zeke squad the win, because that 33 points would have really helped out. Roethlisberger didn't do good. Defense did pretty good. Oh, yeah, defense would have helped them out too. And then if you go with Andy's, Gibson, not too well. I mean, he had Brown, his receiver, was on bye week, so he didn't get any points for him. Then Antonio Brown, questionable, no points. McCaffrey, well, that's the bench players. But Font, however you pronounce the name, was supposed to get 12. He only got 2. Let's see. Jefferson didn't do too good. Lamb looks like he's a consistent baller. Allen, he's a consistent quarterback. So, man, you can always go by, sometimes you can go by the numbers and sometimes you can't. It's like a 50-50 shot in the dark, because what you think players are going to do, and you think they're going to do well by the numbers they're putting up, and then you put them in, and then they just don't produce for you at all. So it's kind of hard to zero in on the players and how well they're going to do. And then the next game we're going to talk about is BB Ballers versus Belichick Yourself. And that was a close one. 137-97. Kyle Murray for Charlie didn't do too well. Sanders, wide receiver, didn't score any. Running back is a pretty consistent running back. Kamara for Charlie is a pretty good running back. Let's see, the tight end, decent. Kicker, decent. Wow. Their defense, or Charlie's defense, stunk it up. But Brandy's defense didn't do too well either. And if you look at the bench, let's go. His defense, bench defense, should have played him. But like I said, you never know how they're going to be. You can try to go by numbers, but then the numbers are real inconsistent this year. And then if you look at BB Ballers, Tannehill, she did good by keeping Tom Brady in the game. So that was good. Cooks did good. Hopkins, not so much. Fournette, not so much. Collins, not so much. Kelsey usually balls out, not too much. Not this time. Man, this year is just, that's crazy. This year is just crazy. All right, the last game I'm going to talk about is Rough Riders against Noah Blair, which is Lynn against Noah Blair. That was 193-78 against 120. Lynn has some pretty good players. I mean, week in, week out, they seem to perform pretty well. I remember that game that I played against them, I got smoked because they just balled out. And then the next game, they didn't do too well, and he lost against Matt, which is crazy. And then Noah has some pretty consistent players, but what hurt him was Devontae Adams being out with COVID-19 protocol. So he didn't get any points there. And then the wide receiver that he put in, Ridley, didn't do any good for him. Robinson, running back, didn't do too good. Defense did decently. See, now Denver's defense stepped up. Man, Lynch just got some good players. I mean, Stafford consistently. I mean, Stafford throwing the cup, that's a deadly combination there. And then his other wide receiver didn't do too well. Running back, one of the two did good. Tight end didn't do too well. If you look at the bench, I mean, Garoppolo, if you would have started him, there wouldn't have been a drop-off of the numbers. Then, let's see. Good thing Noah played San Francisco because he got 23 points. His bench defense only got 2 points. So yeah, this year it's just crazy. And I mean, and let's look at the matchups for next week. For week 9, it's Hawk Smash versus BB Ballers, Freedom Fighters versus Rough Riders. This is Howie Jelly versus Monster of the IFL. Julio, You Think You Are versus the Zeke Squad. Air Blair versus Belichick Yourself. Now let's look at All right, now let's go through the standings. These are Week 9 standings. Rough Riders in first place. There's a 3-way tie for first place. Rough Riders, Monster of the IFL, Air Blair 23. And then coming in fourth place, Andy Jellison. And then Jacob Blair in 5th place. Brandy Blair 6th place. Roger in 7th place. He might make the playoffs this year. Congratulations, Roger. I know you can't count your eggs or can't count your chickens before the eggs hatch, but it's looking pretty good for you. And then Charlie's bringing up 8th place. And him and I have the same record. I've lost 4 in a row. He's lost 1. The Zeke Squad has lost 5 in a row. So like I said, this year, this week, be sure to have your, lineup set because tomorrow starts Thursday. The 4th is the start of week 9. So be sure to have your roster set and everything. And when the IU season starts, I'm going to be talking more IU basketball because I'm a big IU fan. So we'll just talk about that too. And how well they did and how well they didn't do, and go through the numbers with that too. But anyway, I hope you guys have an awesome day today, and keep on keeping on, keep God first, and everything else will fall into place. You guys have an awesome day, and I will talk to you later. All right, peace out.